everyone. Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. You are welcome once again. My name is Edwin Peculiar and it's a beautiful rainy day here. How is it like for you? Alright, today is a very special day because I will be talking about something God laid in my heart, and it's the word prudence. So, before we start, I would like you to tell yourself, go ahead, say it. Say, I am a work in progress. Yes? So, it's okay to learn, it's okay to unlearn, and it is okay to relearn. Alright. Okay, so before now, I would like to ask us, word prudence is said, what comes to your mind? I would like your comments. I would like your answers in the comment section. For me, before now, I've never really paid attention to the word prudence. In fact, I used to think that it means a overly thrift person or an overly frugal person, and so I kind of avoided the word until I came across a verse in the Bible, and that is Proverbs 22 verse 3. I actually read the Message translation, and that is the way I read my Bible. I read different translations for better clarity. So when I read the Message translation, it hits me real good, and I want to tell you what that part said. It said, a prudent person sees trouble coming and ducks, while a foolish person or a simpleton blindly walks into it and is clobbered. And I was like, wow. And then I checked the KJV. The same word was used, a prudent person. The Message translation, the Amplified translation, even the Passion translation used the same word, a prudent person. And so I had to do further research. What's with the word prudence? And then I came up with this. Prudence is acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Another meaning of prudence that I found out is that prudence is caution, care, good judgment, as well as wisdom in looking ahead. A person is said to be a prudent person if one shows good and careful judgment in handling practical matters, as well as well thought through decisions and actions. See, these are the meaning of prudence that I came up with, and I hope that it is telling you something. Alright, let's move on. I found out that prudence is a virtue that God wants you and I to have. Prudence is a friend that we all must embrace. Prudence entails good judgment, thinking things through, being proactive, and being far-sighted, whether in the area of your finances, in the area of your education, in practically all areas of your life, your family, your health, every area of your life. God wants us to be prudent. Okay, so there is this passage in the Bible that for me speaks a lot about this word or the topic we're looking at, prudence, and it's the parable of the talents, and it's in Matthew 25 from verse 14 to 30. And because I love to read the Message translation, I love to read other translations actually. I will be reading the Message translation for the purpose of this video. I will also not bore you with all of the verses in this passage. I just picked up a few verses to pass across my point. Okay, so I'll just read a few verses. Stay with me and pay attention to some of the emphasis that I'll be making. Okay, so it is also like a man going off on an extended trip. He called the servants together and delegated responsibilities. To one he gave $5,000, to another he gave $2,000, and to the third he gave 1,000, depending on their abilities. Please pay attention to that. Depending on their abilities. Then he left right off. So we know how the first servant went, worked, and doubled his master's investment. The second did the same, while the third, with the single thousand, dug a hole and carefully buried his master's money. Okay, we know what happened after the long absence when the master came back and required of them the responsibilities that he had delegated on each of these servants according to their abilities. And then The first servant came, did well. The second servant doubled. But the third servant is who I want us to pay attention to. The third servant buried the responsibilities delegated to him according to his abilities. And that says a lot to me about prudence, because a prudent person would have been far-sighted, would have been proactive like the first two, and not bury responsibilities. So I would like to ask you, what are those responsibilities that the Lord has delegated to you that has been left buried? Let's find out what the master said to him. So I'm going to read that. The master was furious. That's a terrible way to live. It's criminal to cautiously live like that. And then he went about saying, if you knew I was after the best, why did you do less than the least? The least you could have done would have been to invest the sum with bankers, where at least I would have gotten a little interest. Take the 1,000 and give it to the one who reaped the most, and get rid of this play it safe. Who won't go out on a limb? Play it safe. I discovered that when we refuse to take responsibilities for our lives, we are not prudent. When we sit back and allow life to happen to us, instead of us to go out there and happen to life, we are not prudent. When we take uncalculated risk and get into trouble, as well as get others into trouble because we want to get rich quick, we are not prudent. And I can go on and on. However, I want us to sit down and think things through. Find out and reassess your life. Find out if there are areas in your life that you are not embracing this virtue called prudence, and do just that. I trust that you learned so much from this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on the notification bell to get notified when next I post a video. And please share this with your circle, share this with your loved ones, share it to that person that needs to hear this. Thank you so much for your time. See you in my next video. Bye.